What's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King and Me show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We here at the King and Me show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Real being relatable,
Entertaining
accountable,
and loving.
Before we get into the show, as the intro was playing, I thought you was trying to fill up on me. And next thing I know, I see you bring up the cell phone like this, and I was like, oh, she wasn't trying to fill up on me. But you did your filling up on earlier.
Get your mind out the gutter, sir.
I'm just saying. I was like, ooh, she want more.
Sir.
Ma'am.
We got a show to produce and direct and like all the things.
To those of y'all viewing live, thank you. To those of y'all that are going to catch the replay, appreciate you as well. We're streaming on multiple platforms. If there is a platform that you're watching this on and there is a like button, do us a favor.
Bam, bam, bam,
bam. Mash that like button.
Mm-hmm.
Do it like this. You got to poke at it one good time and make sure that it highlights so that we are liked. We also have a website.
Can you wink with both of your eyes?
I can. I can do this and I can do that. Can you?
I look like I'm glitching.
Oh, wow. You are glitching bad. I thought everybody could.
Because I was just doing like this and I was like,
I can even alternate. Or I can do two.
I can only do the left. It looks like there's a glitch in the matrix.
We clipping that.
Wait, am I an android?
That's what all men want. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We are there. Yes. Y'all, I have done it. This is the thing that, surprise, she's not real. She's a whole android. I decided that when my marriage ended, I'm not dealing with a real person in the future. Give me the AI bot that I can control with all the code. If y'all are wondering why this has lasted this long, she's an android.
I'm an android.
Sorry, I had to go there with it.
Mm-hmm.
You tossed it up, and I had to hit it.
That's fine.
I appreciate it.
That's fine because you know why? I love my man. So
hey,
we're good. We're good.
Wait. Tell the people where you got that shirt from.
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked because I was just like waiting for you. I got this beautiful shirt. I love my man from thekingandmeshow.com. So if you are not familiar with who we are and what we do, it's okay. There's like absolutely no judgment whatsoever. Go on over to www.thekingandmeshow.com and you can get to know us. You can shop our merchandise. Like we have some excellent merch there. I love this color. Like it pops and it screams, I love my man, like literally. And you can get like our classic shirt that has our logo on it. You can read so much more information about the two of us. You can support us. Like there's something there for everyone.
And sign up for the newsletter because we're going to do a giveaway.
Sign up.
And we're not announcing information about the giveaway on any platform. It is coming through our newsletter. So if you're not signed up for it, go sign up for it. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on free stuff. Literally that we're paying out of our pocket for the viewers that support us.
Sign up.
And big shout out to the people that have ordered from our website so far. That's been dope.
You.
We've been loving that. And it's been fan-freaking-tastic.
And y'all, I don't know about you if you're bougie about your shirt quality, but this is so super soft and lightweight. I hope I didn't mess up the microphone. It's so super soft and lightweight. It barely feels like you're wearing anything at all. And that's what I love about a t-shirt. A nice soft cotton tee that can be worn in the summer. It can be worn in the winter and it's nice. It's smooth. It's not too overwhelming. This is that quality shirt that you've been looking for and you need to get you a shirt. So you're welcome.
You know what? You should continue that. You're welcome about. Thanks for dinner. You covered dinner for me today. Thank you.
You my man.
Say that louder.
You my man.
Have your man, sisters.
You my man, sisters.
Okay. Today we are talking about a viral TikTok video that's going to have some points that Michelle and I are going to cover. She watched the video and didn't know that I had already seen it and sent it to me and was like, oh yeah, we definitely going to talk about this one. It's got the internet in a tizzy a bit.
A little tizzy.
some people aren't aware of the authenticity of the video. So we're going to play the video and let you draw your conclusions about what you think about it and share ours on what we think about it. And then, we're going to spend the next 40 something odd minutes doing what we do, inviting people to the conversation. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Let's bring up the video here. This is a man.
I've been sitting in this car for about 2 hours now.
On Facebook.
Because I refuse to go inside and be with my wife. Like, I hate her that much. The only reason why I'm with her is because I'm broke and I don't have nowhere else to go. Like, I can't afford the rent on my own. And she makes more money than me. So, I mean, if I was to get a good job tomorrow, I'd be gone just like that. With a woman I really want. But I can't afford the woman I want, so I got to settle for her. Literally. If we're being honest, I think I'm doing her a favor. Because she got low self-esteem anyway, and she bad built, so she should be lucky that I'm with her, if that makes sense. So I don't feel guilty about it, but I mean, some gotta give, because I can't keep doing this. Like, I could be with somebody I really want, but I refuse to do more, I'm kind of comfortable with being nothing.
So, first of all, that video is satire. The guy that posted it on his TikTok, and the video went bonkers. It got like 3 million views in the first 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people thought that it was real. And people in the comment section told his behind.
Well, I bet. Like, on the one hand, I'm like, there's certain things you should not joke about. Like, everything shouldn't be an avenue of content for you, because if you are married, like, A, was your wife a part of that joke? How did she feel about that joke? And then B, it's like, but did you really have to? Like, I feel like you could have conveyed that in a different way. You could have made something funny in a different way.
Now, there were some elements in there that I do want to talk about.
Okay.
That's a part of my truth.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we've talked about it a little bit. But I want to highlight this one. So Tarika's in the building. Salute to her. She saw it and said, I saw this. He is not that handsome. Now, there's pretty privilege when it comes to things that ladies say and what they get away with.
Okay.
But if he was like The Rock and said that, would it have hit the way that it did? Because Tarika, I'm going to read some of these comments here. And these are mostly from the ladies.
Let me hear what the ladies had to say, and then I'll comment on Tarika's comment.
So one person said, I can park my SUV in his nostrils. Boys, sit down.
I've been sitting in
So I just want to have it up here. Can somebody bad built with a face like that be as bold as hell? LOL.
Oh my gosh. The alliteration.
He must think he looks good or something. Laughing emoji. You can drive a car up that nose of his. Go upstairs, take a shower, and get ready to munch. That's okay. Let's see. Wait, he said somebody he really want? Like, sir, you need to stay where you at, because I don't know anyone that would want you. I'm sure you can sniff a good job your way. Let's see. You ain't even fine enough to be talking like this, sir. Right? So right there, you're not even fine enough to be talking like this. So if he happened to be handsome and he talks about his life that way, if it was true, right? Would this person get a pass?
Of course. If it were The Rock saying something like that, I guarantee you, like 80% of the comments would say something like, you know what, you can come to my way. Here's my address. Da 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 da. I'll make you happy. She ain't worthy of you. All this other stuff. You would have the occasional. You would have the occasional people who are like, no, you're not that cute anyway. But the majority of the people would be like, it's all right, baby. Come pull up. Let mama take care of you.
Yep. People would be inside of his DMs with the quickness if he had a handsome factor to him and legitimately offering their place up to this man. Say, all you gotta do.
Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Mufasa. Yeah.
Pierre, that's Mufasa. That 31-year-old man. Oh, I'm telling you.
And like,
He
Is
31.
he married?
No, he's
He's not
dating
married?
Tiana
Okay.
Taylor, and she just wished him a happy 31st birthday. And everybody was like, "Wait a minute, he only 31."
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know her. But with the way
She's in the new movie Straw.
now, that's the same one who was just married and divorced to Amon Shumpert, right?
All of that I don't know. I'm
Tiana
not in
Taylor.
pop. I'm not in pop
Em-
culture like that. That all I know is that she is currently dating him because everybody was like,
Yes.
who's gonna pull him?
So they have they had a very public divorce recently too. Why are you in a relationship with somebody like I don't know, like marriage and divorce is a public record, but at the same time, like when it's that messy with how theirs was,
Only thing I know about her is that for years people have joked that if Dionne Warwick ever got a movie, Tiana Taylor should play her. Now
The
you won't be able
singer?
to unsee that. Yeah,
Keep talking.
you won't be able to unsee that. But yes, if someone like Aaron Pierre, Michael B. Jordan, any of those, The Rock, any of those conventionally handsome men, if they ever posted something like that, the comments would go wild. And told you. Once you see Dionne Warwick and you see Tiana Taylor, you gonna be like, oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. All right. Let's start out by what he said. And he said I've been sitting in my car for 2 hours. That's an exaggeration because nobody's gonna have the time to sit in their car for 2 hours. Yet, let's start with this. There's that meme, that joke that's out there about men getting off work and sitting in their garage or in their car, not wanting to go into the house because they don't have peace in their home. That type of thing does exist.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do as a person to counter that?
Personally, if you cannot find peace in your home, then you don't need to reside in that home.
That's how I feel.
However,
I'm married.
I recognize that in 2025,
I've got 3 kids.
That's not easy to do. I realize that notion is easier said than done. I get that.
I'm married. I have 3 kids. My wife is lazy. I'm working 2 jobs. My kids are rambunctious things of energy. My wife shows me no affection. As a man, what am I supposed to do?
There's so many layers to that.
Talk.
Okay, so here are the layers to that specific example that you just gave. Number one, childcare is ridiculously expensive. You have 3 kids. At that point, it's going to be expensive for you to put your children in anything after school. Outside of the public education system, anything you put your kids in is going to be expensive because of that. So the cheaper option when you have that many kids can sometimes be for one of the parents to stay home and take care of the kids, or for someone else who can do it for free to take care of the kids, because that is significantly cheaper. Like childcare, I heard, can go upwards of like $1,000 a week. If a person is not earning minimum like $2,000 a week, then yeah, it does make more sense for a parent to stay home. And it, unfortunately, if one parent does make the decision to stay home, the parent that goes to work, regardless of the gender, although we do see it a lot of the time being the man who goes to work, it is going to be a very taxing thing for him. He is carrying a lot of the burden because he's carrying the work burden, but then he's also carrying the financial burden that it takes to be able to provide for every single person in his family. However, I am not going to diminish the role of a woman in a home and acknowledge the fact that it does take a lot to raise kids. I'm a high school teacher, and I'm high school for a reason, because I can't take care of no little kids.
Little
Like
pitneys.
no little pitneys whatsoever. I can't take care of them, because one child is enough, and that's a rambunctious amount of energy I ain't got no time for. I don't have the patience for. I'm too old for that. So if you have 3 of them and you're taking care of them all day, that's a lot to cater to. And you can expect that while she's not earning a paycheck, she is exerting the same, if not more, physical and mental energy into taking care of those 3 kids that he is taking and going to work. Physical dangers are different. Emotional, financial responsibilities are different. But physically, mentally, she's exerting the same amount of energy in taking care of them little kids. And I don't want to diminish that at all.
Now, I've shared that I've got a personal connection to kind of that type of story as well. And it was a mindset that I had where I didn't have peace in my home for a variety of reasons. And that is sad for me to think about now, because having lived through that, there is never in my life going forward on any level, on a millisecond, that I'm going to allow that to happen again.
Okay, what was that head roll for, though? But what was that head roll for?
It has nothing to do with anything you've done. It is just clear communications that is something that has to be understood, because I've lived through that. And the work that's been done post-divorce has led me to have a mindset of, yeah, why should I work as much as I do the things that I do, gotten to the point to where I've gotten, just to not have peace in my home. As we talk about having clear communications, it's just one thing that I want to make sure was said, understood, or was it heard, understood, and acknowledged.
Come here.
Yes,
come here.
ma'am.
Bring your head here.
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Yeah. You smell good.
You look good. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I need you to understand, we set boundaries. The boundary was, you take care of outside of the home, I'll take care of inside of the home.
Does part of the inside mean peace?
Yes. Meaning, I'm not going to trouble you about, King, are you going to get the grass cut today? King, are you going to take the trash out or anything like that? No, because we've already established you were in charge of the outside. So if the outside look a mess, that's between King and King. That ain't got nothing to do with Michelle. Michelle's not going to be down your throat about it, because that ain't got nothing to do with Michelle. If we get a violation from the HOA because the grass is too high, that ain't got nothing to do with Michelle, because King is in charge of outside of the house.
Okay.
But if something breaks on the inside of the house and I don't get a repair person in there, because Lord knows I ain't fixing to fix it. If something breaks inside the house, if there's no food in the fridge, that's on me. That is on me to take care of, to make sure that you have, because I have the inside of the house, you have the outside of the house.
Okay. As long as I get my peace.
Piece of what?
Peace of mind, peace of life, just peace.
Piece of cake?
Piece of cake, piece of them lips, just peace.
Okay.
It is like the overarching thing in my life. I need air, I need food, and I need peace.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. I got to get comfortable.
You adjusted? Have you readjusted yourself?
Hopefully.
Tarika said he should communicate with his wife. Well, that specific video, Tarika, is satire. That guy posts rage bait, clicky type videos.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some other stuff that he has on his page as well. But the mere fact that people think that it's real is hilarious. I don't know if that speaks to people's, I'm not going to talk about people like that, their level of critical thinking, or just this day and age where you have people that really are doing what we're doing. We're oversharing. We're sharing our life online, right? And it's as authentic as we can be, in my opinion, as we're not presenting something that we aren't.
Right.
So if it, to the fellas out there, if you're sitting here talking like some of the different groups that I'm in this group called Dads Helping Dads Worldwide. And too often, a lot of the younger men that are in young relationships, I'm not even going to say marriage, it's just young relationships in general. It's funny to me because you can be a man and you can be confident about your job, your technical skills, and your ability to do things. But it's relationships that you have questions. And a lot of that is because of the variable of the other person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't just go between from one gender to another. That really goes between however many people are in that relationship that you're trying to work through and work with. Because, like, here's the deal. People say that relationships are hard. I hate that. I hate that.
He always talks about how much he hates that. Go ahead.
Well, because I think that it's only as hard as you accept it to be. It's only as hard as the stuff that you allow and the BS that you gloss over because you don't want to put instructions to something or create those boundaries and then enforce those boundaries when enforce the consequences of somebody breaking a boundary that you set. So it's only hard because you allow it to be hard.
Okay.
You know, recently, and we don't have to fully get into it, but recently we had to work through something, and I didn't see that as hard. If anything, when we worked through what we had to work through, I said the words to you. I was like, hey, we're having this conversation because I want to be here. I can't speak for you. I want to be here. I want this thing to work. If for some reason it don't, it is what it is. But we're coming to this, having a conversation with that frame in mind, right? So it's like, I'm not going to speak for you, but I'm going to let you know this is what I'm thinking. This is why I'm thinking it. And I hope that you understand it that way. And we had to work through that. But I didn't see that as hard. Was I frustrated?
What? You could never be frustrated by
I
that.
can imagine frustrated for a little bit. But part of that is life is easy if it's just yourself. Sure, I get that. If you're just working with just you, yeah, you can say life is easy. I'm not going to say relationships are hard. I don't even like to say relationships take work. It takes just having an understanding.
No, I think it does take work. It takes a lot of self-work. It takes a lot of together work. It does take work.
Why do it?
Because life takes work. Like
But
every
I can
single
do
thing
life,
about life.
taking work, but not necessarily be in a relationship.
It's just a different type of work. All forms of living takes work. Like I saw a sign, and I'm totally gonna butcher it. It said marriage is work, divorce. No, it said marriage is hard, divorce is hard. Choose your heart.
Choose your heart, yes.
Being overweight is hard, working out is hard, choose your heart. And it was a whole bunch of things that, you know, we always hear people talking about are being difficult. Choose your difficult. Being in a relation, living your life is difficult. It takes a level of work behind it. You just have to put in that work. You don't get a degree without putting in work. You don't have a job. You don't get a paycheck without putting in work for some people. You don't succeed in life as a human being without putting in some level of work. Every single thing that you do, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, requires a level of work.
I just got a pedicure. If I put my feet pictures online, could I get a paycheck and that be the amount of work that I put in?
But you still had to do something. Like, it didn't just magically happen. Something had to be done. It's, what is it? Newton's law of physics. An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by a force. So you're not going to earn any money unless something is done. Something has to be initiated. There has to be some force that is exerted in order for you to get your desired result.
I desire to put my feet pics online. Y'all have to know I'm joking, all right?
Do that.
Now, let's change the narrative a bit, and let's say that you're a woman and you're in a relationship.
I am in a relationship.
And you feel like that man right there where you say, if I had the money, I'd leave. That's more of the narrative that you hear and see about in real
Mhm.
life.
That is.
And what's your like thoughts about that? What advice would you have to somebody that they're in a relationship, they're not happy, they want to get out, but they feel stuck?
Life is too short for you to stay somewhere where you're not happy. And I say that to my students, that life is too short for you to be somewhere where you're not happy. You can earn all the money in the world, but if you're not happy, it means absolutely nothing. And especially with May having been Mental Health Awareness Month
Okay.
and June being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I will never, in good conscience, yes,
Is it?
it is.
That's sad.
It
You know it's Pride Month because that's everywhere. I did not know that it was men's mental
because that just means that your social media stream isn't like mine, because it's been streaming all up and down my timeline.
Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that June was Men's Mental Awareness Month?
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Put it down in the comment section. I didn't.
So with the Mental Health Awareness Months being as back to back as they are, I will say to anyone, do not go for the job that is all glitzy and glamoury and all that money, forsaking your mental health. And the examples that I give are Robin Williams, Kate Spade, Anthony, what was his name?
Bourdain, something like that.
I forget. May he rest in peace.
Bourdain.
Bourdain. There we go. The young man who played Jet. What was it? Jet
Jackson or something?
Jet Jackson or something like
Yeah.
that. The black young man. There are so many people who we lose on a daily basis because they have chosen to turn off their own TV, but they were literally on TV, rich, famous. They decided that the money was not worth it. So at the end of the day, don't go somewhere working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week and then be completely unhappy because Kate Spade, because Robin Williams. Like, these are people who were making money. Like Kate Spade's empire still lives on, even in her posthumously. Like, it still lives on.
I don't know her story, but I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, there are a lot of celebrities who have chosen to, be unalive, and they had money. So it lets you know that money's not everything if people are still choosing to do something. The guy who was the dancer on Ellen, fame, notoriety, beautiful wife.
A relationship at home that wasn't the best.
Okay, so yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, life is too short to choose money. So if I were faced with a woman who's like, I'm staying here because I can't afford to, do X, Y, and Z, life is too short for you to stay somewhere where you're unhappy. That's my full circle on that. Life is too short for you to stay where you're unhappy.
Interesting. We're having internet issues.
No.
So hopefully things aren't choppy. Hey, Tarika, let us know how the video's coming in, because I can look down and tell that our internet speed.
Oh, it is a little choppy.
Goodness gracious.
The one time we actually remembered to connect the internet cord.
Yeah. It is plugged in the wall over there. I don't know how to fix that. We're just going to continue.
Okay.
All right. So you would tell the person to not be where they're happy. Now, let's add a layer to that. That right there, those words, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I am not happy. 4 syllables. 3 of you are from Alabama. I ain't happy. That's 2.5.
I mean, that's not syllables, that's words.
I am not happy. 5 syllables. Those are words that frighten men. Because at that point, when you hear the words, I'm not happy, the relationship's done. It's done. If you ever hear the words, I'm not, the relationship is on its way to be done. Those words frighten me. I'm not happy. Would you like to know why?
You're going to tell us why.
Here's why. If you hear those words, it's almost like it's ultimatum time. You're going to hear why the other person's not happy. And then you have to decide, can you do the thing that they're asking you to do or not? I would say that 50% of the time, it's not necessarily a you thing, it's a them thing. And the other 50% of the time, it is a you thing, right? For example, if you're in a relationship, you can't go about neglecting your significant other for a long period of time. Otherwise, that person is going to feel that they don't matter, or that they feel neglected and abandoned. Yes. So if you are somebody that when you're together, you're not giving that person, you aren't watering the flower, so to speak, then you are going to hear the words, I'm not happy. And that does have something to do with you. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're like, but King, I have to work. I'm part of a board. I'm showing up at the kids' show choir recital and practices. And I'm the main one that gets them to their appointments and things like that. My significant other and stuff, works as well. And when we do have time, I really don't want to do anything because I just want to rest. Like, that's the recovery time. She should understand that. What answer should we give that person that comes at me with that?
You don't want to know my response.
I do want to hear it.
Your relationship, your marriage comes first. And that, yes, that is from the Bible. But at the end of the day, you took a vow, legally binding, in front of God, angels, and this assembly, and you swore an oath to that person that you are married to, which means that person, after whomever your spiritual head is, if you have one, that is where that person ranks. And the issue that I see is that people try to put everyone before that person they made a commitment to. You swore an oath to this person, and now you're letting everything come before. I say this with love. Your child does not come before your spouse. Your family does not come before your spouse. Your job does not come before your spouse. Male or female, nothing comes before your spouse. You did not make a vow to anyone else but that person you married. And that person you married deserves the best of you, not the rest of you.
So I'm going to disenroll my child out of show choir.
No.
I'm going to quit my job.
No,
so I don't have any income.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you go and you do those things, but not to the detriment of your marriage. Not to the detriment. Like, why sign your kids up for things that are going to be so taxing just because your kid asked you to do it? You can say no to a child. It's okay. If it's outside of your realm of capabilities, if it's outside of your capacity, you can say no to a child. Or you can say, yes, we can agree to this. However, we're going to need to tap into some sort of system to be able to make sure you get everywhere that you need to be when you need to be there, because I am not always, your mother and I are not always going to be able to take you. Your marriage needs to be a priority.
What are y'all thoughts to that in general? What do y'all see out there? We would love to know. To the person that's watching on Twitch, give us a comment, actually. It's pretty cool when we have somebody that's watching on Twitch, and we like to be able to acknowledge you and say hi.
I feel like most people are going to disagree with me on that.
Why
and
though?
I'm at peace with that because we have been conditioned to believe that our children come first.
Because I believe the children are the future.
We have been conditioned to think that, a child didn't ask to be here. Exactly. That was a choice that you made. but you most likely made that choice after you said your vows. That is the primary thing. Once the vows trump everything. A child is supposed to be your responsibility for 18 years, but the marriage is till death do you part. And I think that's where a lot of people get messed up. They look at a marriage as optional, something that's, here today, gone tomorrow. It's supposed to be for life. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I've already said my point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at your facial expression, just making sure you're okay, baby.
And that's also my thinking face. So how does my thinking? Was I scrunched up?
Fart.
It look like I'm holding something back. That's my thinking face. Look.
Paul Bennett joined.
Hey, what up, Paul? Appreciate you tuning in. Now, let me see. Paul said good evening. Hey, good evening, Paul. Thank you. We've talked about this before. Why do you think people are leaving relationships? People are people are walking away, and it's easy to do it now. But why do you think it's happening? Why is it that it's harder for healthy relationships to last as long as Paul and his family?
Because people make the marriage an option. They make the relationship, they make that other person, they make them an option. They make them second fiddle, second, third, fourth, whatever, but they don't make them a priority. And I think that's where it's fallen through. And then in some communities, or in some circles, not communities, you get condemned if you put that person you're in a relationship with before your bros before 304s, and sisters before misters. Like, you get condemned, you get shunned. Like, well, how dare they put, that person, I've been in their life so much longer than them. Why is it wrong to put the health and the wealth of your relationship with your life partner before everyone else?
Let me be clear. I don't disagree with her.
He just likes to stir the pot.
Let's start there. I am somebody, if you follow my Facebook page, you might notice a pattern. I'm somebody that like to show up, drop something off real quick, light the match, and then see how other people react to it. But I also think that it's like learning as well. It's off topic, so I'm not going to get into it. We too often, I think, make decisions to where we really don't think about the long-term consequences of what we're doing, right? Paul Bennett said something earlier that in the Black community, most people have children that are born out of marriage. Why? Because they're doing the act of sex. Let's just be clear about this. You want to put your P in that person's V, and it feels good when it's doing this.
Oh my gosh, not the...
Until you roar. I stole that from Coach Greg Adams. And the next thing you know, somebody's pregnant, and now you provided a kid, out here that is either going to be a blessing, depending on how you look at it, or a burden if it wasn't within your plan to have that child.
But here's the issue, right? I think people need to stop getting together if they can't see themselves long term with someone else. Because
it don't matter. If you fine and I'm trying to put my P in your V.
But then that's not salami discipline, as you would say, King Smith.
100%.
And that's a problem.
It is the problem. Too many people lack salami discipline.
But that's what I'm saying. There needs to be salami discipline. You can't just be sticking P's and V's simply because it feels good, or, this is what society is saying you should do. Respect your own body to not have all these pitney out there and you don't know nothing about them. You don't know where they are. You don't know their name. No, stop.
We got to pause. First of all, let's give a salute to Blaze in the building. Blaze popped up and said, nothing wrong with stirring the pot. Peace and continued blessings, King, Michelle, and everyone in the house. It's been a while, LOL, but I'm listening while multitasking. Blaze, I'm going to tell you, first of all, thanks for joining. Just putting us on while you do whatever it is that you're doing. Blaze probably lifting weights somewhere.
Probably up in the gym.
Probably up in the
Working
gym.
on his fitness.
Something that Michelle and I have been doing. We started a while back. Hit a pause. But got back into.
That pause was real heavy. That was a stop. You remember back in the day where you had to like watch, like pause and stop a movie, and then like it was olden days, so it would just sit on pause forever. If you had like a Blockbuster VHS, it would just sit on pause forever. Now Netflix and all them channels, like, nah, you got like 5 minutes, homie. You don't turn this back on in 5 minutes. We gonna go on here without you.
So
Yes.
we are back. We are back. We are both being active. If you if you've got my Apple Fitness thing, you can see my track workouts. Michelle and I hold each other accountable by, well, she sends me pictures when she goes to the gym. I forget, but at least my Apple Watch is tracking it. So there is proof of being there. But we're doing like a 30-day challenge of being more active. There's no specific, at least for me, the goal is to be more active. Because for me, I'm not speaking about her, and I adopted her challenge. It's about creating that habit of making your health be a part of your daily life and your priorities.
Hashtag no excuses.
Hashtag no excuses. Really, it's that simple. So we plan out our day and we use the word no excuses. Find your butt 30 minutes to an hour to be active. Plain as day. If I can do it with my schedule and she can do it with her schedule, you can do it.
Look, I'll be honest. My greatest reward in going to the gym is that 10-minute hydro massage after it. That's what gets me to show up every day.
Nice.
So on Saturday, when I could not do my hydro massage because selfish people kept like reusing the machine, I was heartbroken. Like I was devastated.
Tarika said, Blaze, how have you been? And Blaze said, not just salami discipline, but people lack discipline in general. 100%.
If I had some papers, I'd throw them up in the air right now because Blaze done hit the nail on the head.
That's been my whole thing for 2025. It's been mindset and discipline. And the different people that I get the opportunity to interact with, network, and connect with, and some people mentor, I talk about two things. I talk about having an abundance mindset, and I talk about discipline. Just discipline in your life, period. If you can create good habits, I do this because I know what it takes, and I've seen the results of what discipline can do for your life. And it's so easy to me. It's so easy to me. And it frustrates me when I can tell a person, steps 1, 2, and 3, start here. I did it right. Steps 1, 2, and 3, start here. And then I give them the blueprint. And they lack the discipline themselves to follow through with it. And then 2 years go by, and they're in the same spot because they haven't applied just a lack of discipline in their life in order to move up and succeed. It, to me, is a byproduct in why relationships are failing. That lack of accountability, to me, are the two main things.
Okay.
Especially when you consider where we're at now. The cost of a large fry McDonald's post-pandemic was like $2.50. It's $3.99 now. I bring that up because I don't know where y'all live. We live in Maryland. Cost of living is ridiculous.
Maryland, sorry.
And was having this conversation in another setting where people are like, you almost have to be in a relationship now just to survive. And I'm like, that right there is a scary thought. I never want to be in a position where I'm like, let's just shack up and be together just so that we can eat. That's a horrible place to be. Horrible place to be. Blaze is talking to Tarika and said, I've been in go mode far too long, but I'm still here. I've always liked King and Michelle's channel, so I definitely wanted to stop by when I came free.
Aw,
That's what I'm
thank
talking about, man.
you.
That's what I'm
Thank
talking
you.
about. Do you have anything to add to what I just said?
No, because my ADHD, I might.
You heard me, but then
And then
jumped
it's
out and
just-
went somewhere else.
yeah.
So where's your mind at now?
Right now, it's on this bra is uncomfortable.
I asked.
asked.
I asked. Why is it uncomfortable?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's been a long day.
That, like, my immediate thought is like the meme where the person is wearing a bra and then they walk in and it's like the first thing that they do is to free the tatas.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Okay. Interesting. You and I both know a couple that just got engaged.
Yeah.
They are a young couple. They've been together what?
7 years?
7 years or so. Where they get, or not where, because we ain't trying to divulge the information out like that. But with where they're getting married and, you know, how they're doing things, we're not judging the stuff here. But what's your take on the steps that they took? Everybody's journey is different.
Everyone's journey is different, and I don't know what got them to there. I will say that when I was younger and marriage was a big thing for me, the thought of being with someone for 7 years, I'm just like, I feel like you knew. Like you knew at some point that, you know, you wanted to marry me. But then I also look at it at the flip side, like life is expensive, so go ahead and start your life with that person, and when you can afford the ceremony of your dreams, then you have the ceremony of your dreams.
Now, people are going to compare. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
People are going to see this clip and be like, are we married?
Yes. Plus, we're going to go to their ceremony.
Oh my gosh, and we're going to be the ones.
Yes, we're going to hear. So when are y'all? Don't do that.
Out of our circle, we are the only unmarried ones because they're engaged now.
Yes.
Oh man.
You know we're going to hear that, right? Like that doesn't bother me. Is it annoying to you though? It is annoying. To me, I think it's
because I'm sure for them it was annoying too. Like, well, when are you going to propose? When are you going to propose? And now that the proposal's there, but yeah, we're out of our circle. You and I are the only ones. You and I are also the only ones who don't live together in that circle too.
That's true too. Look, y'all, we're showing y'all that there's a different way that things could be done and it can still work out.
You know what can make this totally easier, right?
What's that?
Y'all know.
I'm for real lost. What's that?
It's okay. I had a joke and then it failed in my head, so we're just gonna go with the dead air. It's fine.
Hey, that pause was as long as it needed to be. I was really waiting on you to say something.
I had something clever, and then like in my head it didn't come out clever.
I'm really curious. All right. So yeah, you know we are going to hear
Of
that.
course.
What's the over under on how many times?
Because our circle will like know, but I'm so sure there's at least, oh no, I think all the women in our circle. So in our circle it's 5 couples, and the bride and the groom, I don't think they'll say anything. But the other 3 wives, wait, is it 3? 1, 2, yeah, the other 3 wives, I feel like one of them will say at the table, you know, so when are you and King gonna get married? And like they're gonna be waiting for that invitation.
I don't know how many people are going. I don't know how many people that are going to be there that know you, but I had 4. Just in my head, 4 was the number that came up.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. All right, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 7. I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna highball it.
Okay. Wow. All
Mhm.
right. So 7 and 4. We have this episode as a reference to be able to come back to.
And it's simply because it's a wedding, and naturally, the first thing men are different. The first thing you do at a wedding is, as a woman, I look at every woman's hand to see what's on there, to see whether it's 1 ring or 2 rings. If it's 1 ring, I look to see if the man that she's with has a ring on his finger. Not because I'm scoping him out, but because that'll help me know if it's an engagement ring or if that's just the wedding band that she has chosen.
I heard at one of the last weddings that I went to, because when I went to my homeboy's wedding, where I was in the wedding, I was, I want to say I was divorced then. But I didn't know the whole culture of weddings where it's also a good time for single people to hook up with other single people.
Mm-hmm.
So
to hook up, not for longevity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Specifically just to hook up. And I thought that was, to me, freshly back on the scene, that was fascinating. I was like, wait, this is a thing?
It's a whole thing.
Yep. I was like, wow.
And then, so the moment where we are going to get nudged the most, and this is why I'm pushing towards 7, is the bouquet toss and the garter toss. Because technically we're not married, and it's for legal single people, and we're not engaged either. So that's going to be the moment where people are going to be like, go out there, go catch the garter.
Oh, yeah,
Michelle, go catch the bouquet.
You can go up. I ain't going up.
I think I've only participated in that one time in my entire life.
None of the weddings that I've been to have had a bouquet toss or a garter toss.
Really?
None.
Traditions are lost with people.
I'm not sure. Look, if y'all have been to weddings that have had those, put it down in the comment section. Out of, let's see.
Every wedding I've been to has had that. There hasn't been a wedding that I went to that did not have that.
You know how many weddings I've been to in my lifetime?
How many?
Less than 10. My aunt Dondra, shout out to her. She watches our content. Brandon, who I was just talking about, that was my homies. Andre and Darren. Less than 5, maybe? I'm struggling. Ooh,
I've been to several because, they would happen at the church and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But every wedding I've ever been to has had a bouquet toss and a garter toss.
My mom and Mr. Leonard. 4.
Mm-hmm. Your dad and married?
I didn't make their wedding. I don't think I knew about it. Pops.
They must not like you.
I know we're getting up on time. Yeah, 4. And the oldest out of that was my aunt, like a long time ago. So I can't really, I might have gone to others, but y'all know y'all might not know, I got a horrible memory. So, yeah, but none of those 4 had a bouquet toss or a garter toss. But if there is one at this one, I ain't going up there.
Oh, I'm not going up there, but I'm just saying.
Gotcha. All right, y'all. It is our time. We are keeping this thing tight and on schedule. Thanks to y'all for tuning in. We are going to be live next week. We had an opportunity to go check out.
Wait, we
F1.
are?
We are going to be live. So we're going to miss the movie. And it's not going to be IMAX, and I prefer actually to see it in IMAX. So to get the early screening is dope. Y'all look, we fancy. Because we're like media and stuff, we get opportunities for early screenings that people don't get access to. Yeah, but again, that one, I'd rather actually see it in IMAX. And that early access screening isn't going to be an IMAX one. I want the sounds. That movie's going to be dope, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we are going to be live next week. This is showing up a conversation that her and I had earlier. Thanks to y'all for tuning in. We are on all the platforms. If you catch this, mash that like button. To the people that popped in and watched live, thank you. Blaze, brother, it's been dope seeing you.
We missed you.
I don't miss people.
I've missed you.
I don't miss nobody. I tell my daughter, if my daughter says, Dad, I miss you, I'd be like, good to see you, child. I don't miss people. I enjoy people's presence when they pop up. And then when they're gone, they're gone. I'll see them next time. Bling. That's been a King Smith PSA. Tune in next Monday when we're back live again here at the King and Me Show. Check out our website, thekingandmeshow.com, and sign up for the newsletter because we will be announcing towards the end of the month what our first giveaway is going to be. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, we'll
announce it next week.
We'll announce it, but here's the thing. You're not going to get it until we get back from Japan. We're going to bring back something exclusive from Japan to give away, but you have to be signed up to our newsletter to know what you have to do to be entered into the giveaway.
Okay.
So technically it's going to be a while from now, but because we're going to Japan in the middle of July. All right. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm King.
I'm Michelle.
And we are the King and Me Show. And we out. Bye, y'all.